Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Chris with the C. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Guys, as you can see, I've got a few of my trucks out. I want to just quickly update you on what I've been doing with them and why this week I haven't really done a great deal of driving. And what's coming up and what's planned, what I've got sort of lined up for you guys to have a look at. So what I'll do now, I'll dive the camera around. As you can see, we've got the Notorious here, the SSTE, the Tekno MT410 2.0, and the Traxxas Sledge. Now, let's quickly talk about, let's go with the Notorious. Arrma Notorious. Now, I did put a little poll out about this on the channel, mentioning about, what should I keep it stock, or is there anything you'd like to see changed on there? Now, I have done a little bit of swapping around. So, as you know, I did have a hobby wing system and a surpass motor in that car, and I wanted to try it out in this one. As you can see now, what I've done, a couple of changes in the vehicle, is we're now running firstly a Spectrum S665 out of the Kraton EXP. I've also upgraded the bell crank to a Vitavon bell crank and servo saver and Ackerman bar. I don't know whether you can pick that up by there, guys. We're now running a hobby wing 8BL 150 G2. Now, the reason why I've gone to this is because I did want the 7.4 Beck in the car. One for the fans, and as you can see, there's a great big dirty motor at the back here. One for the fans, two for the servo, and basically a little bit more programmability. Now, the VLX 185 that was in there, it's kind of showing its age. I mean, it's getting to the point that ESC, still a good ESC, but obviously it doesn't give you as much fine tuning. And with this being a stunt truck and the way it is, I wanted to kind of go over and refresh it a little bit. Now, I am planning, oh, by the way, the motor I've now got in the car is now a Surpass 4282 1780 in there, guys. Okay, so I've gone quite a big motor, low kV, and I've geared it up to a 19 tooth pinion. So that should give us plenty of low down torque and speed at the same time. Fitted a 40mm Surpass rocket fan in there. What else have I done to the vehicle? Now, the funny thing is, mentioning about the Vitavon bell crank assembly, when I put this into the Kraton, I had a few issues where the steering wasn't actually nice and loose. And it turns out, and if anyone else is having this issue, what I was finding, it was binding on the top plate here. So I've actually added 2 washers underneath the bearing carriers, and now the steering is nice and loose, everything works great. I have tuned the diffs again, so we now go, so basically I felt that the centre diff didn't feel like there was enough, so I've now gone 200 on the centre, 10k and 10k still, but I've thickened this up by doubling the CST level, e.g. gone from 100 to 200k. I've also gone through the car, just adding little cap head screws where I thought they needed it. Obviously, this bumper did decide to come loose last time. I have got a different bumper I'm going to try on the vehicle, mind. There was a couple of screws missing from the bottom. Again, some cap head screws. I am going to possibly change the hinge pin holders on here as well, because they are composite. I'm going to see how the truck goes. I am planning on taking the truck out, giving it a bean somewhere, and having some fun. I've gone through the whole car. I don't know if you can pick that up in there, guys. I've got some blue shielded bearings. I've upgraded them to ABEX 7 bearings all the way through. Just basically done a lot of tidying up, a lot of maintenance, and obviously upgraded the electric system. So that is the Notorious. Oh, of course, and added a Pantside RC sticker. Now, as you notice, first thing, straight out of the box here with the SSTE, is I'm now back on backflips, and the reason behind which, quite honestly, guys, was I managed to kill one of my Fast Track Rock T, so I am going to be ordering some more of those. Now, nothing really major with this one, other than refitting or repurposing the electrics from this car into this one. I have done a fair amount of tuning though. And I'll explain. So we now got the BLX 185 in here, all right, and the BLX 2050 4274 motor. also geared it up with an 18 tooth. Again, done the diffs. So on the diffs on here now, we're actually running 150 in the center, 60 in the front and 30 in the rear. I did plan on upgrading the servo. I might possibly still do that because I do have a JX EcoBoost just to give it a little bit more speed. Mind you, saying that, this one, the DS3230 Pro servo is actually working great. What I've also done, guys, and I don't know if you can see these great big huge cap head screws there. See there? It turns out that with this titanium chassis that I've got, the 7075, not titanium, sorry, aluminium chassis, the way you've got ears obviously on the edge of the chassis for the droop. Let me turn this over and explain. So as you can see, you've got the ears here, which obviously contain your droop screws. And now the problem with that is because these ones, if you look, they got a slight chamfer on the edge, and I didn't even realize that was happening. So obviously the arms had no droop setting at all. So what I've done is upgrade them with larger screws. Suspension wise, she's absolutely gorgeous now. Did a bit of work the other day while I was talking to a couple of friends of mine on a video chat. We've now gone with 55 weight in the front and 45 weight in the rear. For anyone at home who doesn't know what 55 and 45 is, 725 in the front, and that's actually helped the car sort of push itself back up a little bit. It's not so springy, not so kangaroo-y, and on the rear is returning nice and quick now as well. So when the car lays down and sits down, it comes back up quite nice. So 725 and 525 in the rear. So that's the SSTE. Again, just gone through, done some bearings. I had some stretched out shock ends, so I've replaced those. Just general maintenance, making sure the car's nice and tidy. Now, next up is Tekno MT410 2.0. And what I've done with this one is, as you can see, we've now got a 4274 2500 kV motor in there, guys. Now, the Corrali motor there I had in it was absolutely fine, but I like to kind of push things a little bit further than what I normally do. So we've actually gone from a 2150 kV 4068 motor to a 2500 kV 4272 motor and 2500 kV. Now the only issue I have got is it is a little bit tight against the SC. I did need to do a little bit of battery tray modification there as well. One thing to point out here, M2C has been in touch, guys. I remember I mentioned to you in the video when obviously we refitted the motor mount here. I said it would have been nice to see a cover that fits over the actual gear mesh and everything. Well, Avery and the gang, fair shout to them, they've taken that on board and they've made a piece to send it over, which leads me on to the Traxxas in a minute. But the good news is if you buy this kit now, see obviously where you've got your guard on the side here, obviously that's I'm not sure what material that is, but if it is 3D print, it's very good quality, I will say that. They are actually providing a full piece that goes over the top here now, and obviously obviously your gears will be enclosed again. I didn't really have a problem because I could see, it was nice to see the gear mesh and everything, but in all fairness to Avery and the gang, they've listened to what I fed back to them, and they've actually made that part. So when you buy this kit, guys, you'll actually get that piece included. The only thing is I am having to use, obviously with this bigger cam motor, as you can see, I'm still using the adapters I had in the Synchro. These work fine, mind, they don't come apart. Done a little bit of tuning on the front shocks, just I've topped them back up, and now the front end is nice and sort of solid feeling. So that is the Tekno MT410. Now, nothing really major with this at the moment, and I'll explain why. We're on about 7 packs now. Like I said, the proof of concept with this car was pure and simply to get through 10 packs, alright? If I got through 10 packs, in my opinion, this is absolutely awesome for the sort of purpose that I run my vehicles. E.g., a ground bashing, bit of light jumping, that sort of thing. And there was a lot of negativity about this vehicle, and I disagree with many people on it. And look, we've all got our own opinions. This is my own opinion. I am feeding you my experience on a vehicle. But so far, all I've had to do is obviously change a pinion out. And there was a broken screw at the bottom, last bash we had, where the screw, basically a rocker caught and snapped a hex screw head out. Now, once your 10 packs are over and done with, the plan here is so I'll just come back to you. I got contacted by Vitavon. And Vitavon have actually offered to send over some parts. Now, guys, just to kind of go over, they're actually sending us a full chassis kit. Okay, that's number one. So, obviously, where this chassis is 6061, they're actually sending over a 7075 chassis for the car. We're also, as you can see where you got the insert here, they're sending over carbon fibre inserts for the arms, which is great for us ground bashers, because obviously that strengthens the arms up a little bit more. So there'll be carbon fibre inserts in each corner of the car. I'm trying to think what else was it. Oh, okay. Now, loads of people have mentioned about the gearing. Obviously, inside there is your diff gears. Traxxas have a habit of using like a sintered metal. And the problem with that is, as you just found out, they tend to give up under hard bashing. I haven't had that issue yet. They're still on stock gearing, but many people have replied. So, with that said, what they're actually doing now is sending over the crown and input. They're toughened, hardened steel gears, which, by the way, guys, are a lot chunkier than what the Traxxas ones are. And also they're spiral cut. So the way and what I mean by that is obviously the way the curvature of each gear is curved. It gives you better contact, more longevity, and you know, I've used spiral gears on a few of my cars and they've been absolutely great. What else was there? There was something else and I can't think off the top of my head. Anyway, the other thing, what was it? Spiral cut front and rear chassis. Carbon fibre inserts, and there was one more thing and I can't think off the top of my head. Anyway, and then M2C also got in touch and they're actually sending us their forward facing motor mount kit. It's one of their best selling kits for the Traxxas, in fact, if not the best selling upgrade. Now, as you can see, the problem here is all carbon fibre, and obviously people have problems with these mounts. Now, I did trying to combat that by adding obviously the plates underneath, which keeps the motor in place. But the issue with this is your gearing, you are limited to what gearing you're running then. So each time you want to go change your gearing around, e.g. let's say I wanted to go up to a 15 tooth pinion, I'm going to need to buy new plates. Well, M2C have come out with an absolutely awesome kit, basically, with so it's a lot like the Arrma kits, and you will need to drill your chassis. So I'll go over that in a video. And one of my biggest gripes, and I have mentioned it, I like the tyres, but I don't like the ballooning so much. Method had got in touch. We were chatting back and forth. We were talking about previous videos that I'd done, and what they're actually doing now is sending me the brand new geoforms for the car. They're belted sort of high grip sort of traction tyres, e.g. it's got like an aggressive tyre tread to them, a lot like the Badlands, that sort of thing, maybe a little bit tidier. But they're also belted, so they've sent them over for us to try them out on the Sledge. So that's going to be an absolutely awesome thing. Now, if you notice, guys, the synchro isn't here, and there's good reason behind this. I got offered to sell the synchro to one of my friends, so it was kind of on a friend basis. You know, it's not something I normally do, and as much as I really enjoyed the car and I don't have an issue with it, I got offered a good offer, and basically it felt right to do it. So Robbie from 10BRC is actually going to take the car for his granddaughter. He was lucky, she's recently got into RC, and yeah, made me an offer, and the time was right. Now, because I'm doing that, I've gone and purchased a Red Cat Valkyrie, which will come to the channel in October sometime. and which is a 4S truck. It's something I really wanted. Over here in the UK, you can't actually buy them anyway. And I thought it'd be an absolutely perfect time, really. Sell one car on, buy another. And I've got to say a massive thank you to, obviously, Larry from L to the W YouTube channel. Hell of a guy, absolutely awesome. I've spent time talking to him, spoke to him in person. Really nice guy, actually. Ex-veteran. I love what he's doing with the channel. Quite family orientated. I like sort of the basis of him being in his kind of shed and that sort of thing, and very much like got that homely feeling that I got as well. And what he's offered to do for me is pick up the Red Cat Valkyrie and then bring it over when he comes and sees me in October, and obviously we'll do an unboxing together, and then we'll take the car out for a bash, and I can show him a couple of the bash spots here in Wales. I think the plan was for him to travel around the UK a little bit and then possibly go over to like France, Belgium, that sort of thing. But I'm not sure exactly what his plans are. But big shout out to you, Larry. I hope obviously your trip, we have a great time when we meet up. We'll go have some food, that sort of thing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the little channel update. I don't normally do this sort of thing, so if you do like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up as well. I do appreciate it. I like to keep you in the loop. Sometimes I like working on the cars in the background and just kind of chilling out and relaxing and just sort of spending a bit of time with the family and talking to friends. And I think next time what we'll do, guys, is probably take the Tekno up to the new bash spot that we found. I want to give this a try. As you can see, it's very close to the side of the motor. I might have to gear it up even further just to kind of space the motor away from the center drive shaft, but it shouldn't actually rub because this motor mount is absolutely solid. So I've kind of worked it out, and then we'll probably run the Notorious and then run the SSTE, and by then I would imagine we're already working on the Sledge and then heading towards picking up the Red Cat. Massive shout out to you all, obviously, for watching the channel, all the likes, shares and subscribes. Honestly, guys, absolutely amazing. I want to say a massive thank you to each and everyone who's watching the videos. I really do appreciate it, guys. The way the channel's building is amazing, honestly. Feel blessed, feel humbled, and thank you very much for coming along for the ride. Make sure you check the box for more videos. Guys, I'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Take care.